So we're back with another commentary after watching episode, six?
Six.
Of Yashahime. Thoughts?
Don't think we learned much more of anything.
No.
The Bakeneko. It was so nice for my random useless knowledge of fairy tale creatures to come in handy today. So they translated it to ghost cat, which is an iffy translation. I mean, I can't really think of a better name for it, actually. But they probably just should have put Bakeneko in the captions. So basically, there was a story that if you let a cat live too long, it would become evil and possess its master. So there was in some villages, there was a tradition of if your cat got beyond a certain age, that it would be killed. But if you killed your cat brutally, it was going to become a Bakeneko and seek revenge upon you and your entire family. So it does follow under, and Bakenekos are classified as a type of demon. Yokai. So it does follow into what we were talking about before, that it was going to be a lot more about the spiritual side of Shinto, demon, all of that stuff. It was going to follow much on the spiritual side of things, because this is again, by definition, basically a restless spirit demon.
I'm interested in how the twins tie into Tetsaiga and Tetseiga.
Yeah.
Because Miyoga, they didn't have to bring up the Tetsaiga that way. And after that, that's when Toa realized what she could do. So I'm curious as to how that's going to be involved with the twins. Because it's looking more and more like they might be the physical manifestations of those swords.
Or at least the spiritual manifestations.
Yeah. Which would be an interesting plot point. But then I'm like, how'd they come from Shishomaru?
I doubt that's exactly where the story's going to go, that he accidentally turned swords into children. Because while hilarious, I think that'd be a really, really convoluted plot point.
It would be.
But the sword's power sets were kind of supposed to sort of aid his sons. So in that same way, it'd be sort of like a continuation of that. Those power sets fell onto his granddaughters. And then on the same time, he's got the lipstick that is also aiding his... Are we going to talk more about their father?
Probably later. I feel like this one is going to be focusing on their family dynamic and their family powers, because it is a generational issue that they're dealing with in the feudal era, and everything is revolving around her memories, and around Setsuna's memories, and around Toa's relationship with her family.
Yeah.
So everything is very family centered. So we might actually get some background information on their father and Shishomaru. I won't be surprised if by the end of this show, we're going to have some sort of flashback scenes to Shishomaru as a child.
I hope so. That sounds adorable.
With his hair too big for his body. Oh, he's so cute. Anyways.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny because all three of them are half-demon dog girls. And they were very surprised at Toa because she's like, oh, so cute. And they're like, cute. The dynamic between them is very much a sibling dynamic and a cousin dynamic.
I love the sticking the button in the face because you wanted to annoy your sibling more.
That was cute. That was funny. And very on brand. Marhus is so chaotic neutral. She does not care. And why did she bring an MP3 player?
It was either an MP3 player, but it could have honestly been a phone.
No, it was an MP3 player. I remember it looks exactly like the ones that you would buy from like JCPenney or some random technology store in the early 2010s. Back then when those were starting to go on the rise. You either had an MP3 player or an iPod.
So that gives us a time period for
The show.
the entire show.
So that means they're in the early 2010s. And since Kagome she had to be at like the end of the 1990s or beginning of 1990s.
Yeah, the early 1990s. Because we didn't see a whole lot of, late 80s, early 90s, I think is when she was set.
Yeah. So that makes sense, and
That
that's
works
really
time-wise. That works time-wise. She brought it because she, the hilarious thing is it might have been Satsuna's.
Yeah, it might have been. So that she can listen to some violin music and learn how to play. But she's like, nah, we're just going to put pop music on there, and I'm just going to take it.
I mean, yeah, it might have been Satsuna's continuous. And considering that Toa's, the woman that adopted Toa, is a musician, that music may be a serious part of their life, and at the same way, Toa may have just thought, she didn't think that she was going to be able to survive long without. The cat is killing a toy that is hanging on the doorknob.
Yes, I see. I will throw a shoe at you. Sit down.
You would not throw a shoe at her.
Yes, I would. What? Hey! Stop it. I threw a flower at her and she jumped 10 feet in the air. That was funny. Anyways, wish I had caught that on camera. Yeah, I think music's going to be a really big part in their lives. I'm curious as to how that's going to end up happening. Maybe there's like a lullaby or a song that was prominent in their lives and as a child, and it's going to be what helps Setsuna remember everything. I don't know. Maybe they're going to weaponize music like a Magical Girl show. That'd be interesting.
That's wishful thinking.
It is wishful thinking. But now because they have found a way to bring music into all three of their lives. Mm-hmm. With Toa is how she was raised. With Setsuna, she's a legitimate musical prodigy. And with Moroha, she literally brought an MP3 player with Bluetooth headphones. My question is, how is she going to charge that thing? Does she know she has to charge it?
Probably not. She probably has no idea that she has to charge it. You know what? That's probably why in the beginning episode, that little scene they have,
they're powering up the generator.
They're powering up the generator. It wasn't for something big that they needed to do. They just need to charge their phones so that their MP3 player, so they can continue listening to music.
Yeah, we're finally gonna see that demon guy in the next episode.
Dramatic bastard. What he looks like. I thought he was gonna be Shippo.
He's not. He's probably gonna be the replacement for Moroku. I guarantee you, he's probably gonna be the replacement for Moroku.
He's a dramatic bastard.
Yeah, someone really powerful, looks too cute for it to be any use, and just kind of chaotic all the time.
Demon or human? That's the next question.
I think priest, because he was controlling water. He might be, like I said, a foil for Moroku. He might be a priest who's like amoral, just like Moroku was a monk who was amoral. Yeah.
Moroku had a moral code. It was just his own moral code.
Yeah, that's what being amoral was. Yeah. He kind of just did his own thing. Because typically, thinking back on it, the fact that he was a perverted monk who only wanted money is a very interesting thing, because those two things just don't go together. And now we have this guy. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who this waterbending theater child is.
Not a whole lot of plot, not a whole lot of continuation, a lot to build on.
No, it was just more character, like getting more in depth as to how.
This is the second demon, though, that we've referenced that's directly related to how it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got the owl demon in the cutscene in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have this one. And then one is for...
Excuse me.
The owl demon is a dead baby that dies while it's very young. And they become evil if they were, like, murdered.
Mm-hmm.
If you murdered your child, then it would become an evil one. Usually they were just sort of family guardians otherwise. And the Bakeneko that is related to if you brutally murder your cat.
This is going to be heavily, even more so than Yasha, about purifying those who have been wronged.
So that's why there are no demons in the modern era, is because Toa went and purified them all.
Looks like it. That would be interesting. And that makes me wonder exactly how powerful is Toa. So, yeah. I think that's all we got.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Until next time.